Give a little update here. It is April 7th. Heat has crept up and we're getting into the 80s during the day and mid 80s. And that takes the temperature up in the plastic covered greenhouse well into the 90s, even high 90s. So started converting to a summer stance here. I've peeled back the plastic on the end. You can see I'm just putting in some fiberglass screening. It's very pliable, very easy to work with, and we'll be covering both ends with that. Just yesterday, just opening up this one end, increasing the ventilation, lowered the temperature in the afternoon into the mid 80s from mid 90s, so it really was effective in dropping that temperature. Waiting for delivery of my shade cloth, which hopefully I'll be putting on later today, and that again will just aid the ventilation and decrease the daytime temperatures. Just way too hot with the plastic covering and the intense sunshine as the sun. Okay, I'm on the opposite end of the greenhouse, just kind of showing a close-up of what I've been doing. Peeled back the plastic, first took off the facing boards, so I could remove the staples on the plastic, peeled it up, and I'm replacing with the fiberglass screen. I've already put the facing board back on, but I stapled it down and squared it up, stapled it down, putting the facing boards back on. Then I'll trim the top and finish it off and lace it in when I get the shade cloth, and then I'll give you an update. Okay, shade cloth has arrived. Right now it is 88 degrees inside the greenhouse, 82 outside. Sun's kind of in and out today, so temperatures haven't built quite as much as they would otherwise. We didn't have a little bit of cloud cover. But I've opened up the ends, I'm getting a little more ventilation, and it's helping to keep the temperature down somewhat. Pretty anxious to see just exactly how good this 60% white shade cloth does in decreasing the greenhouse temperatures. So we'll give you an update as we progress. Okay, I'm getting ready to put the shade cloth on. With the plastic off, it's settled down to 84 degrees here in the greenhouse. I think the ambient temperature outside is about 82, 83. So it's come down nicely. It'll be interesting to see the effect of this white shade cloth. Okay, I've got the shade cloth on. It's white, 50% reduction. And it was about 84 degrees when I had no cloth on at all, and fresh breeze coming through. Now it's about 86, so if that holds, we're only about 2 degrees above ambient temperature, outside temperature, so that might bode well, but we'll see how it goes. It took about 2 hours to do. It really wasn't that tough to do. And I'll show you, pull away and give you a little better wide angle of what we did. And this is what it looks like now with the white 50% shade cloth on. We've got about 86 degrees inside and 84 ambient temperature outside right now, so really not a huge difference, but obviously this shade cloth allows for ventilation and for the heat to escape through the top. Which has got to be a great benefit. It's also going to allow for some rain to come through. It will be interesting to see how it holds up in a downpour or in really heavy winds. Wasn't that tough to put on. I just used some little headed washer screws, tacked them into the boards, and then tucked in the fiberglass mesh screening underneath it. And I'm going to go back with some zip ties and tidy those up. But the major corners and along the lower edges I actually screwed into the boards that I utilized before.